Hey YouTube, I'm Marko with Marko Custom Build Models, coming to you today with this International Transtar C0-4070A. It's got over 250 pieces. This is basically all new tooling for AMT and round 2 models. Some of the features: it has the Detroit diesel here. It's got plated fuel tanks and accessories like your battery tray and dual stacks. The cab can tilt forward. Got a detailed sleeper in the box. Underneath you can see all the parts list here, but we're going to get inside the box and see what's in here. So first time I've had one of these open. If you've been on my channel before, you'll notice for some reason I have a thing for cab over trucks, although I do like conventional trucks as well. So anyway, there we go. Here's how it comes. Let's go through the parts together here. Got the International cab here. You can see a lot of nice detail on your door lines. It has holes for all the placement of all the handles and things that need to go on. Like I said, all new tooling, so a lot of nice details even on the inside. A lot of things you don't get on some of the older kits. Feels like a nice plastic, nice color to work with. It's nice, it's all one piece. You don't have any unwanted seams. I have a piece that actually glues in. It has the visor detail, lights, door paneling for vents and things like that. So that goes up and inside, gets painted. That goes up and in the interior like so. Finishes that off. Here we have the clear parts. In the clear parts bag you have a windshield here. As you can see, not a lot of distortion, nice and clear. A couple of side windows here, again no distortion there, and a couple of headlights. Then there's a set of front signal markers, kind of stick out the side there. And a set of taillights, which has for the back, basically your typical taillights for big trucks. In the bag, there's 10 tires here. Let me open, I'll just show you one. I think this is an all new tooling here for AMT. Has all the detail of the tire molded in the side. It has a nice tread pattern, typical for these trucks, and it's hollow, but it's more solid than you normally get with trucks like this from AMT. Almost feels like something you get in a Mobius style kit. So there's 10 of those in the bag. Alright, let's start with the chrome parts since they're on the top. Here we have a set of front wheels that look like buds. Only front ones I can see on the chrome. Got wipers. These look like a couple of brackets. We got the cab lights over here. Looks like part of an air cleaner. The front bumper. The outside mirrors. We got the stacks and air cleaner detail over here. A couple of door handles and some other trim pieces. So there you go. Look on the back just in case there's anything you'd want to see there. Very iconic International grille. Here's the lower grille. Have a couple of air horns and some grab handles. We got the fuel tanks in chrome. Looks like a fifth wheel plate, or a plate ahead of the fifth wheel I should say, in checker plate, and then mesh like for walking on there on the chassis. We got the Transtar logo on this piece right here. Looks like for the side steps. We also have one for the passenger and driver side. These also incorporates like a step to be able to get up in the cab. We've got all the grab handles for the side of the truck there. A heat shield for the exhaust. Got some other inner, looks like inside door window cranks and handles, and then headlight buckets. So there's your chrome, second chrome tree. So we'll flip that over just in case you want to see what it's like on the back side. So you get two parts trees. They're both identical, so I'll just go through one of them. This one here has the rear Dayton style wheels there. Look at the beautiful detail on those. And then there's the front ones if you want to have front Daytons instead of the buds. And then here are wheel backs and some wheel spacers. There's a seat. Of course, there's a seat on the other tree. Same thing. Shocks. This, I think, is sort of like a panhard bar for trucks. Got a seat base. We got some air pods. These are some other trim pieces here and some tank mounts for the side of the chassis. Have a battery box detail. Looks like the top of some batteries. These look like some suspension hangers. We have a couple more wheel backs for, looks like maybe the front wheels, and then these would actually be for the rear wheels, the backing plates for the drums, and this looks like one for the front. So that's the tree there. We'll flip that over and see what it looks like on the other side. Here's the drive shaft. One of them might only have the one actually. Oh, there'll be one for the other between the two differentials. You have cylinder heads and valve covers, steering wheel, a fan, the back of the transmission detail. This has that Detroit blower. We got a couple of air tanks here, or air dryer I should say, a couple of braces, some more parts to the blower, and other brackets and pieces for the truck. This looks like maybe a little compressor. This is the front axle. Looks like you might be able to have it steer. We'll see about that a little bit later. Got some hoses, steering link here, drag link. This is the pitman arm. There's a, looks like maybe a base for the blower here. A couple more brackets. This is like the steering link here and shaft. Another sort of bracket. There's the oil pan here, the exhaust manifolds and exhaust kind of molded to left and right. There's accessory belt. This is for the, there's an alternator here, and for the engine sort of gear drive assembly for accessories. There's a transmission here. There's the two halves. This is like an air intake hose here. You got the piece that holds the back of the cab support and another frame support. Here's the back wall of the cab with a window in it. This might be, there might be some detail on the other side. We'll look. This here is the fifth wheel plate, and then some more engine detail. The other transmission half there. So this is the divider wall on the other side for, it has the curtains to go between the sleeper and the driving area. So this tree is so big I'm going to have to go over here. There's one side of it, and of course that's the original side we're looking at there. The chassis frame rails in it with the front leaf springs molded in, as well as the hangers and supports to hold the cab. As you can see, the chassis, it's not really long because it's a cab over. There's a steering link here, it goes side to side. We have some more detail here for the engine. There's a cross member here, another pan for the engine. These are the engine halves for that V8 Detroit. We got the bed for the sleeper. This is the dashboard detail. We'll see more on the other side. Here's like radiator, fan shroud, some more steering gear. We have a set of mud flaps that have the International logo built right into them there, and rear cross member for the chassis. A couple of more pieces there. We have, what else we wanted to look at on the other side. Here's that fifth wheel plate. Flip that over, and here is the International dashboard with some gauges. It's real simple on this truck, not a lot to it. Okay, I'll hold that out. You can see the one side of the tree there, and that was the other side. Here there is the rear suspension with hangers there with airbags. So there's 4 of those, one for each side of the axle there. Looks like there's a set of leaf springs here. I'm not sure on the front. Maybe they go on the other half. One side's molded on the frame, those go on the other. This looks like some supports. This is the battery tray here. We have differential half. This one has the International logo on the back. Then there's another part of the battery box. This will be probably a piece for the chassis. This is all the shifter stuff that comes through the floor of the cab. Support that goes down the chassis. This looks like a filter. We have a couple of frame supports that go between the chassis rails. There's the differential housing here. A second drive shaft that goes between the 2 rear axles. We've got some steering gear here, so if you look, it's all in halves. When you put them together, you should be able to steer and pose the front end of the truck, which is kind of nice. There's some other components there. I don't know exactly what they are. Some more pieces for the truck. This is for the differential for the one over here. Then there's a couple air pods. Then we'll move this up and see there's some more frame cross member details, chassis detail. This is the other half of the airbags for the rear suspension, and then these are air tanks that go in the chassis. It even has a little detail of valves on there. See if I can bring that closer. You can see. Okay, there's the one side. We'll flip that over. See the back side of it there. So that's it for all the plastic in this model. Now we're on to some literature. It comes with this reproduction of a sales brochure. Yeah, here it is on the front. There's basically talks about the truck here, standard equipment. This is really neat to have all this information, different ratios on the axles, optional equipment, different engine options. It also comes with a dimension sheet here that talks about different lengths of cab. Looks like day cab, extended. There's different sections here. So I'm going to look into that because I probably will chop mine down into a day cab. Really nice little pamphlet that has colors on it. Talks about the different colors and stripes. So if you want to paint it with different paint jobs on it, gives you different ideas. Well, that's really nice to have reference. So here's the water slide decal sheet here. You have different stripe options. If you want to, not instead of painting, you could put some stripes on. A couple of layouts. Looks like 3 different layouts in white and blue. We have all kinds of different AMT logos and different transport companies, things like that. They even have the AMT Transport Company right up here. That'd be cool to do with a sort of a car hauler on the back with different AMT cars. You got international logos, all kinds of different license plates here, which is really nice if you want to do whatever you'd like to do. There's obviously a choice here. So of course numbers and stuff for the different loads or DOT numbers that you need, all kinds of things you need there. So lots of options. It's a thick construction manual. There's quite a lot to it. So on the front shows the model that is in built form, not just like a picture. Then on the page it talks about checking your tire count. It comes in a bag, and then of course all the engine and transmission, and then basic chassis assembly here. So there you go with the front end. If you want to have pulsable wheels, it shows it there, or you can glue them in a position. Those are the differentials. That's your steering box. That's what I was wondering what was on that tree there. Wheel assembly, rear suspension. Here it shows all the wheels going on there, and the battery box detail. There you go, more rear suspension, and then the 5th wheel plate. Some fuel tanks, all your exhaust going on. Looks like there's even a sort of a reference point of what that should look like here, a picture, which is always nice. So those are actually your rails for the floor of the cab. Very cool. It shows the inside here. Putting it all together. It gives you painting instructions and some help with how to tape off and spray, which is really cool. Very nice. I love those vintage trucks and how they were two-toned and how they looked. There's putting the cab all on. There it is, fully dressed with all the chrome on it and all the little pieces. And on the back it gives you some masking details, so you can copy that and mask it. There you go. Very cool. I was very excited about this kit. Came out. Like I said, I'm a sucker for cab overs, so I'll probably chop this down into a day cab and make it with a single set of axles. We'll see what happens though. And if you like these videos, please subscribe, hit that like button, ring that bell for notifications. Please share and comment, as I love reading the comments. Thanks for watching. Have yourself a great day, and I'll see you on the next one.